Like, okay, Faye, I'm just going to go ahead and take a look at your face here and brush your hair back, and I'm going to go ahead and apply your makeup and your skincare.
Have you ever wanted to know what happens behind the screen of an influencer? Welcome to Inside the Influence, a podcast brought to you by Microspire. I'm your host, Faye, and I am going to get the down and dirty on what it takes to be an influencer. Please be sure to follow us on social media and sign up for Microspire at the link in the show notes to create your own free account and start connecting with other micro-influencers today. All right. Welcome to our third episode of Inside the Influence. I am joined by Cait C ASMR. She has a huge YouTube platform with over 14,000 subscribers. I believe your top video has like over 700,000 views. You have about like 8,000 followers on TikTok, I saw.
That sounds perfect. Thank you so much for having me, Faye. I'm super excited to be here. My name is Caitlin. I go by Cait C ASMR on my platforms. I've been posting on YouTube since around last April or May, and I just started posting on TikTok as well. So it's been a really, really fun journey for me. I'm a little bit of a niche ASMR content. It started off with medical videos. It would be me working with a model, and that model is like going to a checkup appointment, and then it's a lot of just soothing sound noises. And people really like to listen to it while they fall asleep or just relax and have background noise, which I don't know if you personally like ASMR, but I definitely listen to it in my own personal life as well.
My favorite ASMR videos are the ones that are like the TikTok lives and they have their microphone right here and they're like tap, tap, tap.
Okay.
And they like put like fabric or like crunchy things over the mic. And I'm like, this is so good in the ear.
Dude, the wood soup girl on TikTok, she knows what she's doing. Have you ever seen those? It's literally like a wooden bowl with wooden balls in it, and it's like wood soup, and she just serves it.
I haven't seen hers, but I've seen the ones that have like the marbles and stuff and like the crystals, and I'm like, I need to put my hand in there and I want to like.
I love the food ones too, to be honest. Like that's either a hit or miss with people. People either love that or they hate that, but I love it, especially like the people on TikTok eating like the crystallized food too. So I started off with more of a niche, and now I'm expanding to more videos too. Like hairstyling videos have been really popular. My makeup videos have been doing really well. So it's really fun to practice that stuff, and then also explore different forms of content.
How did you come into your niche? How did you discover, that you liked ASMR? And then also with that, what made you decide to start like posting about it?
It was a pretty straightforward journey, I feel like, compared to other people, because COVID kind of threw a wrench in my plans. I went to Columbia College Chicago, as you know, and was set to graduate in 2020, but then the pandemic hit and everything kind of went all topsy-turvy. I ended up moving back to my hometown for a few months, but I knew I really wanted to live in Chicago and keep pursuing acting, but that wasn't happening as much because of the pandemic. So I ended up moving back to Chicago and then kind of grinding, trying to make money in other ways through serving jobs and whatnot. And then as life started to get a little bit more normal after the pandemic, I wanted to get back into acting. So I'm part of a membership on Backstage. It's like a platform you pay for to have access to opportunities. And I was doing a bunch of random acting stuff at the time. Well, I decided after college too to only do paid work. Like in college, I was on Backstage just doing whatever opportunities seemed most beneficial, but now I'm only doing paid things. And I saw an advertisement to be a model in someone's ASMR. And I was like, this is so cool. I've always wanted to be in an ASMR video. Like, I'm gonna totally do this. And then I went and worked with this amazing woman. Her name is Mad. She has a really substantial platform as well. So she was basically my mentor. I ended up modeling for her for several different sessions, and she was immediately so fun to work with. Such a calming persona. I felt like I was living the dream that all of her subscribers wanted, which was soothing ASMR being done. And it was just so fun to work with her. And then one day she was like, you should really, if you're interested in this, explore this on your own. And I was super hesitant, like, oh no, I don't know. And then she literally handed me her doctor's coat and was like, we're gonna film one and you're gonna be the doctor. And I was so nervous. Like my first video was so short because it was edited down so much because I was so nervous, and she was basically coaching me through how to do everything. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be doing this. So I think it's definitely nice to have a mentor who knows the ropes, knows what they're doing, and I was just a sponge soaking in all of her helpful advice. So because of her, she helped me with the editing and the lighting. Yeah, that was the start of the journey. So, and I'm glad that I stuck with it too, because it's been really fun. And then I get to see her a bunch and film with her still. So it was a good deal all around.
Great to have a mentor when you're beginning your content creation journey, and especially, as you said, being a sponge and being able to soak up all of those good things, and even being able to work with that mentor directly in their content creation. That must have just been such an amazing experience.
It was so fun. And immediately from the very first session, she was just so professional and kind, and had like little sparkling waters for me. I saw her awesome YouTube plaque. Like I thought that was awesome. I like went right up to that and I was like, oh.
It looks like your YouTube is only 9 months old. Is that correct?
Yeah. I was gonna say I'm not the best at math, but yeah, it started in April or May.
The amount of growth that you've had and been able to accrue, all those subs and those likes and views, that is just amazing. 9 months, seems like a long time, but in like the content creation world, growing a platform, that is, I feel like, a very short amount of time. How did you work to grow your audience? Was that something that you focused on in the beginning? Did you start it more for like, I'm going to do this, see how it goes? Or did you go in with like a game plan and you're like, I want to, be monetized. I want to make money off of this?
That's a really good question. So I had already a steady source of income outside of this, so I wasn't that stressed out about money or anything like that. I still have that job too, so I've never been like stressed out. Like project growth, I just really wanted to focus, and this was Mad's advice too, so I can't even like take credit for this, but it's to just focus on consistency and making work that you're proud of. And that is definitely what my focus was on. In the YouTube studio, you can see all these analytics and stuff, and now that I'm trying to get more into it, I try and see like what videos do well because of what, and I ask people's feedback in every video. I love when people comment because it's always enlightening to see what people like. Like for example, when I started doing the makeup videos, I was using gloves to apply the makeup, like the skincare type. People let me know if they did not like that. So then I just like didn't do that anymore. Like if I was going to give advice to anyone too, it would be being really consistent with it too. It was a bit of an investment in the beginning, money-wise, because I had to buy a bunch of stuff. Some stuff I already had, like a ring light for acting videos and whatnot, but I had to buy like a massage table and a bunch of these tools. And it wasn't a ton of money, but it was still little like startup costs. I think the thing that I've been trying to focus on is just consistency. And then it seems like people really like my videos, so it inspires me to keep going as well.
What was your journey with like monetization? How much of that has helped cover that startup cost that you talked about? How much has that, padded your pockets a little bit? What kind of money, I guess, or job opportunities are you seeing from your YouTube?
For me personally, the number does grow every month, which is nice. Right now, it's like around $1,000 a month, and I hope to like increase it more. I work as a server at night. So basically my life looks like filming in the morning or editing or whatever I'm doing, and then going to my night job and then making money there as well. So for sure my like startup costs are covered. It's hard because it doesn't want to be about the money, and I'm not doing it for the money. It's just really pleasing to be able to make this content and help people. Like I've gotten so many messages or private DMs or whatnot from people who really appreciate my content. So that's really nice. But it also, like I do put ads on the videos because the long-term goal would be to have this be the sole source of income, and I know it is for other creators.
So you were kind of talking about what your day-to-day looks like. How long would you say it takes you to record a video, then edit it? What's your film schedule look like?
I normally don't edit the same day that I record, just because I normally record before I go to work, so there really is no time. Normally it's me kind of like finishing up the filming and basically running out the door to my job. But it doesn't take that long to edit anymore. At the start, it kind of took a minute, but now I kind of got my flow down. So there's less me fumbling over my words and having to cut that out. I wave at the camera whenever I make a mistake because sometimes it's easy to like sneeze. But if I'm going fast through the editing, I'm not gonna notice that. So I'm just watching my face really focused when I go through the editing. I've been trying to shoot for longer videos. So normally it films around 50 minutes and edits down to around 35. I edit in an app called CapCut. I used to do iMovie, but then it was giving me all these issues. So CapCut is also free, which is nice. Basically put my intro in, put the outro in, and put the video in the middle. I crank up the volume all the way on that recording, and then I will go and edit out everything. I'm going pretty fast, so I would say the editing probably takes like half the time of the video, so maybe around like 15-20 minutes. And then I export that to the phone. Then I take that same video, I put it back in CapCut, I bump the volume up all the way on that video, then I export that video, and then that's like the final product.
Yeah, that volume level is probably super important to what you do.
I try and have the volume really high so that if people are watching on YouTube and they don't have YouTube Premium, like they're listening with ads, their phone volume is going to be really low, but they're going to be able to hear me, but the ads are going to be on a lower volume.
I would love to talk about what kind of equipment you use. I saw in one of your videos you like had one on your wrist when you were like doing, I think it was like hair brushing or something. And then I saw one where, you had the mic put on the back of someone's like neck. I just thought like all of your mic placement was super clever, and I'd love to hear you talk about your equipment and your setup.
So Mad is the original creator who has mentored a few other different people. So I'm not her first mentoree, but so she has mentored 2 other people that are in the same community that we all film together. It's Mad, and then Ivy and Katie are 2 content creators that I also film a lot with. But I was actually able to buy these mics off of Ivy. She is very tech savvy and very interested in the technical element of it too. So it was nice to have these mics already recommended to me by someone who I knew really liked it and used it. But they've been really reliable for me and they work really well. She helped me adjust the settings. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know what the settings are because when I was very new, I was like, have at it, Ivy. I don't know what I'm doing. Please help me. I normally try and have one microphone near my mouth and then near the sounds of what I'm doing. Something that's kind of tricky is filming like a POV video where I'm trying to, instead of working with a model, it's almost like the camera is the model. But when I, like for example, if I'm doing a POV makeup video, I still want it to sound like I'm using a brush on someone's skin, but there is no skin because I'm working with like a camera. So it's like me, I'll put like a stuffed animal right behind the camera so it sounds kind of like realistic.
When I'm shooting not on Skype with my computer and I have my camera and I need to like focus it, I always like put a bunch of pillows on like the chair that I'm sitting, and then I put a stuffed animal with like a big face like right at top so then I can focus like where my head is. So I love the stuffed animal trick.
As far as other equipment, there really isn't much except lighting. I have like a ring lighty type situation that you can kind of see here. Like when I film my YouTube, like the camera goes here. And then I have like a different light that one of my subscribers was kind enough to buy me. Thank you, Joshua and Zoe. Shout out to them because they have purchased a lot of things for me and they're just really wonderful supporters.
Shout out support. How do you find people, I guess you've kind of already talked about this, but how do you find your models for your videos?
So my main crew is me, Mad, Katie, and Ivy, and they're all so kind. I'm just so in awe and so appreciative all the time of how wonderful they all are. They're always so quick to help me if I have any questions. They were able to help me set up a Patreon recently so that people can have access to ad-free videos outside of YouTube Premium, which I try to film pretty often. We kind of rotate between everybody's houses. So every time I film with them, I film 2 videos and they film 2 videos, which is great because it boosts me on their channel. So hopefully people will watch me on their channel, discover my content that way, and then also their fans are eager to watch my videos as well. I know that as my ASMR career grows, I'm probably gonna get to the point where I pay models to help me, but I'm not quite there yet. So I've been kind enough to have my friends come over and basically I basically just have a one-on-one hangout with my friends in which we insert ASMR filming into it. So it's been nice. And then I make them dinner, buy them dinner as a thank you to my large community of friends who are willing to help me.
Shout out the friends. Do you find your real life connections outside of ASMR, like, maybe the friends from college, family, etc.? Are they supportive of your content? Do they like, share, subscribe?
Yeah, actually, if you go and look through all my videos, my mom comments on every video, and you can tell that her username is Michelle Cusack, and my TikToks as well. She always is liking them and commenting on them as well. So I really appreciate that. I never expect people in my real life to watch the videos ever, because I know that's kind of a niche, and you don't need to support me by watching the videos, because there's a lot of people out there who are actually like really into ASMR. So I'm never trying to push people to watch them really, but people have supported me in so many ways. I've never had a negative experience. Occasionally there's a negative comment, but at this point, I think because I was already an actor, my skin is thick. And maybe at the beginning I had my feelings hurt by some comments initially, but at this point in the game, you can't face me. And I really appreciate everyone supporting me.
Real life support goes a long way. And I love the anecdote about your mom commenting on everything.
It makes me smile every time I see her comments. I'm like, thanks, Mom.
How did you perfect your ASMR voice?
It was definitely a process. I feel like server voice and ASMR voice are kind of similar in the sense of just being generally calming and soothing. Like when I talk to my guests at the restaurant, it's less about the way I talk, I think, and more about getting my brain to think about things in an ASMR kind of way. Now I'll just hear sounds in the real world and be like, oh man, that's some nice ASMR. I really like water noises. As far as my voice, I've just been trying to make it nice and soothing. You have a wonderful voice for ASMR, by the way. I was thinking about that as you were talking. If you ever want to come be on my channel, please let me know when you're in Chicago.
Oh my gosh, I feel honored.
I used to talk kind of fast, and then I got some comments being like, you should maybe slow this down. So now I just talk kind of slow. And people commented that they like it when I narrate what I'm doing in case they're listening without watching. So now I try to do that too, where I will explain what's happening in a nice soothing voice.
I love that you are so receptive to your audience, like asking them what they like. You're taking their critiques and applying it to your work. Such a good mindset to have. And I feel like definitely because, you are an actor, you probably are really good at like taking notes and then applying them, which I don't know, having an acting background, I feel like is so helpful when you're going into content creation.
It definitely does, actually. And I didn't even notice it as much to begin with. I think I noticed it more when I was filming with my friends who are not actors. I think people can be kind of shy about seeing themselves on camera, and I'm not really shy about that at all. So I think that was the biggest help. Well, maybe I was more self-conscious in the beginning when I was the model and I was like, do I look good? Like, is my hair perfect? Like, I remember at the very beginning, I wanted to have my nails done like really like clean and nice all the time. And now I just don't really, I know that that's not really the focus of the video. So I don't really care about what I look like as much. I still will put on makeup and I still put some effort in. I'm really comfortable being on camera. I'm not very private as a person. I'm really not shy about filming or anything like that anymore. And that was another reason why I was circling around back to the support thing. That's how I knew people really supported me, because the non-actors in my life were willing to, they were like, if you just tell me what to do, I'll do it for you. And I was like, thank you, that's very kind. It helped my relationship with my friends as well, just because being here and filming with me is like a new level of intimacy and fun, where it's like, oh, you were comfortable putting yourself out there for the sake of me and my channel. So thank you.
You ever thought about doing sound design in theater, more specifically Foley, that live sound? I feel like you'd be really, really good at it.
Oh, thank you. That's so kind. I appreciate you mentioning that, because I had never really considered that, to be honest, but that sounds really freaking awesome. I've been on the grind a lot trying to make money. I haven't gotten back into theater as much. So my long-term goal would be to be able to do this full time and then not serve anymore.
With your YouTube and TikTok, what are your long-term goals? What are your short-term goals? Do you have anything exciting coming up?
Something that excites me, at least, is the thought of filming really consistently, because I had a few wrenches in my personal life the last few months. So that I haven't really been sharing online much, but it's making my filming schedule a little bit harder. So I've been trying to get all of that under wraps, and I think it is mostly under wraps. I'm really happy and basically kind of overcame a lot of the issues that I was dealing with at the time. So I'm really excited about just being able to really consistently post and film. Also, I'm so excited to have it be nice weather outside. I feel like that's gonna make my mental health so nice, my filming life so nice. I had never really focused on growth as much as just being consistent, and by being consistent, then the growth does happen. And it's always nice. I always read every comment, and it's always nice to hear people. My tentative filming schedule that I kind of stick to, that I'm trying to stick to more, is every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday at 3 p.m. I'll upload a video. So when that time comes, I'm like checking the comments, making sure everything's all good. Sometimes I'll have like a little bit where I missed a little editing blip. I recently did a hair curling video and accidentally burned my finger a little bit, and I thought I edited that out, but I guess I didn't. But I'm just excited to explore new things too. Plus, especially since I've bought in a lot of things here. Like I have so many like fun tools. Like an idea that I had that I'm not sure if people on my channel are really gonna like, but I was gonna try is like 30 triggers in 30 minutes where it's me by myself, like making little noises and just having a good old time. I also have a Patreon that I just launched where I'm trying to like offer a little bit more about my personal life and give people access to ad-free videos. I've also been trying to post on TikTok more. It's kind of hard because I'm not really, like I'm on TikTok a lot, but I feel like the TikTok interface for creators is kind of, at least to me, it's kind of confusing. So I've just been trying to post there more, and I think you can get monetized when you have 10,000 followers or something like that. So hopefully I'll be able to make more doing the ASMR so that I can put then more time into it. That's like the main reason I do care about making money on there, is just so that I can then invest more time into it and have the resources to really like give people new things and try some new content. I've already kind of said this, but I feel like you can never say it enough. It's just such a genuine thank you to everyone who has helped me in my journey so far. I was definitely really nervous to start out, and I know when I film with people who aren't my other ASMR girlies, when I film with my friends, people are normally, when we start, everyone basically makes the same comment, which is, oh, I'm kind of nervous, because they're just sitting there with all these lights on them. And it just really means so much to me that people are willing to let me guide them, either like physically, my models let me kind of like take the reins and trust that I will edit this video and like do it within their comfort levels as well. Like before I film with anyone, I'm always like, what are you comfortable with? What are you not comfortable with? Like some people are like, don't show my feet, or like whatever. Like I haven't manicured my hands, so maybe don't show those as much, or whatever it might be. So it just means a lot to me that people really care about my videos and have been nothing but kind and supportive. And then a little behind the scenes bit that I do is that never makes it into the video. But the second that I'm like done filming, every time I'm like, yay! And then we do a little high five. Yeah, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me today. It was so good to get to see you again.
And thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to do this. It was really such a lovely interview. So I think it's time for the yay!
Yay!
Thank you so much for listening to Inside the Influence. This podcast is brought to you by Microspire. Microspire is the best platform to connect influencers with classes, job opportunities, and their community. Sign up today and follow us on social media at the links in the show notes.
Friends, oh my gosh, Pesto! Hi, baby!
Came.
Oh my gosh, this isn't Pesto. Who is this?
This is Tito.
Oh my god!